We're underway, 400 miles in front of us. Joey Logano jumps out to the lead. Everyone tucked along that white line with the exception of Eric Jones in the 20, Eric Almirola in the 10. Those two side by side right now for fourth. Almirola goes all the way to the apron trying to get an advantage.
What you can see already, though, is even early in this race, Eric Jones in that red car on the outside is able to make pace on the outside. A lot of racetracks you go to, it takes laps before you can do that. At this racetrack, you can go there immediately.
Every position on the track matters. You see points as they run. Don't have to worry about the 10 and the 9. They have won and advanced already into the round of 8. Everyone else fighting for either the win, which will guarantee a spot in the round of 8, or the points that they can accumulate. And every spot is worth a point.
It's a great shot right here of Eric Jones. See Keselowski on the inside of him.
And slow on the track, the 19 of Daniel Suarez definitely off the pace.
Yeah, Rick, he made heavy contact with the wall off turn 2. The 88 was right behind him running the top. And right in front of the 88, the 19 slides up and makes serious contact right here. Look at the 88 of Alex Bowman in a must-win situation. And right in front of him early, the 19 of Daniel Suarez. A little damage on the right front of that 88.
There it is at high speed. Daniel's that corner exit on turn 2, man, you can really lose the race car. You see Daniel chasing that race car. Same place we saw the guys in the Xfinity Series get in trouble yesterday early in the race.
Big smoke out of William Byron.
Oh, that looks like an engine failure right there for the 24. If it is, that'd be the second for that company.
Coming to you on pit road here, smoking big.
Oh, man. That's not what you want to see if you're
Chase
another car.
Elliott.
Yeah, Chase Elliott, Kyle
right
Larson. Oh,
Yeah. There, man, that's a pretty good job there.
In the garage.
Sliding into the garage, you see the fluid coming out from underneath and behind that car, so they will do some work on the racetrack to have to clean that up. But an engine expiring for William Byron.
Yeah, we saw the same thing with the one car in practice. Dumped a ton of fluid out of the race car. It looks like a similar issue with how much fluid's out of that race car. Bubba Wallace had some damage to the left rear quarter panel on his car as he come to pit road. We saw that. Here's his pit stop. A little bit too close to the...
That was a mess. It's going to be hard to get to that left front tire. We're going to have a traffic jam going around the front of the car here. Excuse me. Just costing time. Now, look, you can't jack the car up, making a troublesome situation worse. Have to be very careful here leaving. Make sure there's enough room.
My goodness.
See right here. Oh, no.
Okay. That's how he got the damage that he had to come back into the
Yes.
pits for. I was wondering if a car had made contact with him on the racetrack, but there you see how that happens.
Kevin Harvick, one of the fastest all weekend, now has moved up into the second spot. It's Logano and Harvick. This is how Harvick made the pass.
Harvick, typical Kevin Harvick, left side tires right on that white line. Took the air off the back of the 12 car. Blaney had to chase it. Fight's over right there. That shoving that nose underneath the quarter panel of the 12 car takes the air off the spoiler. Now Blaney cannot accelerate. Harvick takes advantage.
Well, why are these battles so intense? Because there's 2 laps to go in the end of stage 1. That means in 2 more laps, points will be awarded to the top 10 cars. 10 points to win the stage, 1 point for 10th. This is the cut race, the elimination race, Rick. These points, you're guaranteed, right? If you finish in the end of stage 1 in the top 10, you start to fill your bucket with points.
Well, the mile-and-a-half master that we keep talking about, who's coming to a racetrack that he's always so good on, Martin Truex Jr., he is out of the top 10. So a guy we would think would be running well as we see the assault attendant. But I don't know what's happened to the 14. He's got a lot of people right behind him, but you would think that Martin Truex Jr. would be in the top 10 easily.
Yeah, Clint Boyer in the 48. Jimmy Johnson just had a heck of a battle in 3 and 4.
There's Logano on the left side of your screen. He is going to cruise to the stage 1 victory. Under 2 laps to go. Pit road is closed. And Kevin Harvick continuing with his domination now of stage 2. He is 0.7 of a second in front of Ryan Blaney. but in a little bit of traffic here as he's on the final lap of stage 2.
Something to keep an eye on. If Eric Almirola ever gets his track position back from that penalty, he has stayed in front of Kevin Harvick this entire run after serving that penalty, so he has good speed.
This is to put McMurray a lap down. If he does that, then McMurray would get the free pass at the end of this stage. If he gets by him, he's not going to. Kevin Harvick will win stage 2. Big mistake on pit road. Kevin Harvick speeding on pit road. He'll have to come back onto pit road to serve that penalty.
Watch your speed on the way through.
That is huge. That opens the door for some of these guys we talked about that need a win. There you see Kevin Harvick coming on pit road. Well, look behind him. Look at Chase Elliott. He eats him up on on entry to pit road.
Pit road speed 3, 2, 1 now.
But early it was entering zone 4 is where Harvick got caught speeding.
All the way down here.
And a speeding penalty after Harvick had been pretty dominant in stage 2 and then the start of stage 3. 76 laps led already, but speeding penalty is going to negate all of that ground that he was able to cover. All those green flag pit stops have cycled through, and that puts Chase Elliott out in front of the field, has a 2.3 second lead over Kyle Busch. With just 37 laps to go, let's get some more updates. We start with Kelly.
And it was essentially the pit road speeding penalty on Kevin Harvick in the 4 car that handed the lead to Chase Elliott in this 19. When I talked to crew chief Alan Gustafson and asked him what kind of speed they had in the car, he said, we don't really know, but we think we'll be better the longer we run, and they have shown just that. These long green flag runs have been the forte of this team. Today he's got a 2.5 second lead over the 18, Marty.
And Kyle Busch has been a little bit quicker than Chase Elliott, but 2.5 seconds is a lot of time to make up. They have told Kyle, listen, we're locked in. You don't have to give anyone else an inch on the racetrack today if you don't, but certainly don't want to make any enemies as you head to the round of 8. Kyle Larson with a very quick race car from the back to the front today, but it looks like they will need a caution if they're going to pull off this win this afternoon. His car a little bit free. He said, yes, we did not make contact with the wall, but it was close.
Chase Elliott, I know he'd like to lap these guys, but his mirror is growing with Kyle Busch. The lead now under 1 second. Lap after lap, Kyle Busch gaining a tenth and a half. And you see right there the line difference. Chase Elliott a groove or so off the wall. The 18 of Kyle Busch right against the wall.
The gap now 0.8 of a second between Chase Elliott and Kyle Busch. That's for the race lead. Potentially the win as they go to 12 laps to go from Kansas. Points on the left side of your screen. The top 8 will advance. This is elimination race.
It's going to come all down to traffic right here, Junior. I think it's all if Chase Elliott hits traffic at the right time. I think Kyle's a little better. I'm not sure with 12 to go. He can run him down unassisted, but everyone is running the top, even the lap cars. You see right in front of Chase Elliott, the 13 of Ty Dillon occupying the top lane.
Yeah, if Chase catches those cars on corner exit, that's where it could cost him a lot of time. If I'm Chase Elliott's spotter, I'm watching that 18, and I'm allowed Chase to run his line up to a point. If that 18 gets too close, I'm going to give him that information of where that 18's at. Hey, he's right on the wall. Put your car where his is to dirty up that air for that 18. Force that 18 to try another line. Try some other way around.
And now Ty Dillon stays right in the line that Kyle Busch was going to try to run, and that slows down the 18 just a bit. What a run Chase Elliott is having. Coming into this season, he had never won a race. Then Watkins Glen, he gets his first win. His second win comes at Dover earlier in this round, and now he's trying to fight off one of the best in the sport in Kyle Busch.
Well, he's going to have to do some fighting because Kyle Busch, even having to go around Ty Dillon, he still ran faster than Chase Elliott that lap. Kelly.
And crew chief on the 9, Alan Gustafson, told me they've spent a lot of time working with Chase to run up high, run up against that wall. And just as you guys guessed, his spotter, Eddie DeHaan, telling him exactly where the 18 is running, said he is rim riding at both ends of this racetrack, Marty.
Adam Stevens coaching and encouraging Kyle Busch every lap. Tony Hirschman, his spotter, right behind Chase Elliott. He's telling him how that gap is closing every lap. Kyle Busch certainly gaining, nothing to lose. They've already advanced, just like Chase Elliott trying to close up that half-second gap.
So, Junior, I think what's really important right here and what's difficult for Chase Elliott, he hadn't been running right against the wall. Kyle Busch has. Chase Elliott will have to immediately get there and find speed.
Yeah, absolutely, but it's going to get tougher for Kyle. It's going to get in the wake of that 9 car as he gets closer to it. Not going to have quite the downforce as he gets right here. Anywhere closer here, not going to have quite the downforce, but he's going to try. He's just got to be careful and keep that right rear quarter panel off the wall. Don't clip the wall. As soon as he clips that wall, it's going to take all the side force off that car. It's going to give up any chance he has to win. He's got to run right on it.
A win will give him 5 more bonus points, 5 more playoff points that will advance into that round of 8. That's what Chase Elliott needs. He needs more points at the start of the next round. He wants to get in front. He wants that 3rd win of his career, but he knows he's got one of the best in the sport right behind him, and he is closing the gap. It's now 0.3 of a second, the separation.
Look at this move by Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin gave Chase Elliott at the top of the racetrack, not wanting to get in the way at all. But you see that move right there by Chase Elliott running down the racetrack. That helps Kyle Busch a little bit. That puts air back on his nose.
Hey, and don't look now, guys, but as these two battle, if they can get side by side, let's not forget what today means for this guy, the driver of the 42, Kyle Larson. He has closed into 1.3 seconds behind the leader. That's a lot with 6 laps to go, but if Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott can get side by side, that may open the door for Kyle Larson.
And don't forget, in front of this group is Clint Boyer, and you heard his crew chief a minute ago say, I hope this thing goes green. There's Clint Boyer. He cannot afford to get lapped with only 5 laps to go.
Kyle Busch not able to close in. A little bit slower than Chase Elliott that lap, but the fastest car on the track, Kyle Larson.
Oh, he's coming. I mean, he is not just the fastest car. I don't need to see timing and scoring. I can see it out the window. He is gaining car lengths on both ends of the racetrack. Is there any chance he was saving some cars, saving some tire for this long run?
Right up against the wall is Kyle Larson. We've seen him pull the slide job. He has been able to make the pass when everyone else is running right up against the wall. Can he do it today to get the win? He has to have a win if he wants to advance into the round of 8. Now, 4 laps of racing to go. Is there enough time to catch these two?
With only 4 to go, if he were to catch Kyle Busch, he cannot mess around. He would have to immediately go and try to pull that slide job, get very aggressive. He cannot mess around if he's going to try to win this race.
Barely out of the gas. He gets right back into the throttle. Coming back. Out of 4. This time around, 3 laps to go, under 5 miles left in this race.
3 to go.
And the gap continues to close between the 18 and the 42. But the gap between the 9 and the 18 has stayed the same. A little over a half a second. Chase Elliott, what a year he has had. Now holding off Kyle Busch. Coming up on the lap traffic in front of him, he's got Kevin Harvick in front of him, who was one of the best cars all day long. Will Kevin Harvick hold him up? Now, under 2 laps to go.
Chase Elliott's done a great job of finding some extra speed in his car. When Kyle Busch brought the pressure to him, Chase Elliott responded with about 1/10 of a second. Chase may be saving just a little bit, waiting for that to come, and then once it happened, he went off and is driven away from Kyle Busch.
He's picked the pace up now as he works his way in front of the grandstand. 1 lap to go. Chase Elliott, the 22-year-old out of Dawsonville, Georgia, son of Hall of Famer Bill Elliott, down the backstretch for the final time. 2 wins already in 2018. The slide job by Kyle Larson behind him for second. Chase Elliott coming out of turn 4. He's going to win again, this time in Kansas.
Yeah, boys, let's go.
"98 races, winless. The last 11 races, 3 wins. Marty.
Rick, how about this round of 12 for Chase Elliott and this Alan Gustafson-led team? They win 2 of the 3 races in this round, and today made it count at the end when it counted the most. Chase Elliott, your winner here at Kansas. How about that? And how about the ability to hold off Kyle Busch there on those final few laps?
Yeah, it was awesome, man. Just enjoyed racing with him. I obviously got lucky with Kevin having his penalty. Thought we were really, really equally matched there, and wish we could have raced him straight up, obviously. But had a great car today, thanks to Mountain Dew and Matt Bottepart, Chevrolet, all of our partners for working hard this year, man. It's been a great couple months, so we got to keep it rolling. This is the time of year that counts.